Coming into the year, Edmonton was hailed as honestly one of the Stanley Cup favorites and a serious cup contender, and they've come in and lost both of their opening games against the Canucks. And look, as much as Edmonton shot themselves in the foot with terrible penalties, bad defense, and some real Casper the Friendly Ghost performances, Vancouver also deserves a ton of credit because they look different, man. This isn't the Oilers beating themselves here. The Canucks are absolutely snatching these victories from the Edmonton Oilers and shocking them with how good they are. And not even just good, clutch. And look, I know it's only 2 games, both against the same team, so you can't really say the Canucks are a wagon because they haven't played anybody other than Edmonton yet. But this must be so refreshing for Canucks fans who started last year with a horrible, long losing streak. And 2 years ago, they came out super shaky out of the gate, and you just knew that this team was not for real. They lost to some really bad teams like Philadelphia, Detroit, and Buffalo. But they are absolutely clicking coming out of the gates, and Rick Tocchet, if you didn't already think he was an awesome coach, you do now. Not just how the team started this season, but how they ended last season. I love Bruce, there it is, as much as anybody, but man is Tocchet doing a fine job as coach. And even if it's just on the power play or here and there spaced in, I love when the Lotto line reunites. Give it to me all day. It's no secret that the Canucks are most dangerous when Pettersson, Miller, Boeser, Hughes are all clicking at the same time. And it looks like they've all come out here and decided, hey, like Quinn Hughes said, we're not little kids anymore, and they've come out ready to play and they're not messing around. Especially Brock Boeser, what has gotten into this guy? I'm so happy to see him succeed, especially with everything that happened with his dad last year. You cannot love seeing this guy succeed like this. I hope he goes on a massive goal-scoring tear and has a great year. I want to see some Boeser mania like we saw in his rookie season before he got injured. And as for Quinn Hughes, putting the C on his jersey really seems to have elevated his game to a whole other level, and everybody kind of falls into place under him. Okay, that was a terrible choice of words, but you know what I mean. They're looking good and comfortable under his leadership. And he really seems to have been the perfect choice for captain, which I will so admit that I was wrong, because I was Pettersson all the way. But man, Quinn is doing well with the C on his jersey. Yesterday especially, I just loved how they were going to the dirty areas. Weren't afraid to get hit by the puck by another guy. To get that puck in, they were going to do whatever it took in those areas. And Edmonton wasn't doing that enough. They were trying to get too cute, and I think that was the difference. Pettersson also obviously looks set for another monster year. I think last year exploding for all those points really set his confidence into motion. Like, hey, I can be at the top of the league for points. I mean, I have the offensive elite ability to be able to be in the top 5, top 10 in points. And now he's just running wild with it. Because remember, before that, he couldn't crack 70 points, and especially during the bubble seasons, he struggled a lot at times, and tons of people were calling the question, is this guy even really elite? Is it really somebody you can build your team around? All these questions were coming in around those bubble seasons when he was struggling mightily. And I gotta say, Casey DeSmith looks solid as a backup goalie, and that's awesome for the Canucks, because you know how many teams are out there praying their starting goalie doesn't get hurt? Because if they do, then their backup options are gonna sewer them completely? Not Vancouver. DeSmith can hold the fort. They're even getting depth scoring. I mean, if they can keep getting production from Höglander especially and Studnicka, man, this team's gonna go far. You guys know me, I want Canadian teams in the playoffs, and Vancouver especially, when they're in the dance, that makes for some amazing TV. Maybe you haven't seen it yet, because, I mean, they had that one bubble year where they went far, but the last time they had playoffs in Vancouver was 2015. Genuinely, I don't care that they're one of the Flames' biggest rivals. I want playoff hockey in Vancouver. But again, it's only 2 games. We'll see what they can do against a bad Flyers team in their next game, and if they can keep the ball rolling, because they've only played Edmonton here. We'll see what happens, but they've come out strong, and it doesn't look like just a magical little one-off, luck. It looks like this team is structured, and they know what they're doing. We'll see what happens. Of course, I want to hear from you, Canucks fans, and just hockey fans in general. Do you think this team's making the playoffs this year, and do you think Elias Pettersson is going to re-sign if the team makes the playoffs? I think if they make it to the dance, you have a much, much better chance of re-signing Pettersson long-term. I really do. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.